Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. UK Yadav, PhD Bio, serving you people since last 25 years. Presently working at JNB Samastipur, Bihar, and in continuous with the previous lecture, that is for class 9 NCERT, chapter number 30. Why do we fall in? The next topic I would like to discuss today, that is the organ specific and tissue specific manifestations. That means when the pathogen enters our body, in comparison to our body, the size of the pathogen, the size of the microbes, they are very small, as the range is 10 to the power minus 6 micrometer. So where it enters in our body, whether all sorts of pathogen enter our body in a particular tissue or different types of pathogen, they enter into our body and they invade different organs. So let us discuss in detail today regarding organ and tissue specific manifestations. What are they doing after reaching into the different organs, different system and different tissues? Now it depends upon the path through which the pathogen has entered our body. Suppose the pathogen, they are entering our body through nostrils. That means the spread of disease is by air. That means they will enter our nose, and through nose they will enter trachea and tracheal, bronchial, and finally they will infect the lung. That means the pathogen which comes through our respiratory tract, they will disturb our lung like tuberculosis. If the pathogen entering through our mouth, that means along with food, then it will go into the gut, it will go into the intestine, and it may damage our digestive system in case of diarrhea. Suppose the pathogen entering through another mode, like in the case of STDs, sexually transmitted disease, the pathogen, they are entering through the reproductive organ, but finally they enter into the different lymph nodes of our body. Throughout the body, they invade our lymph nodes, and there they are destroying the WBC. Again, in case of mosquito bite, pathogen enters like in case of malaria. What happens? The female anopheles, they are biting, and the pathogen from infected person, from diseased person, they are being taken, and when they will bite the fresh person, the healthy person, that sporozoite will enter into the bloodstream of the healthy person. From bloodstream, they will invade liver cells. In liver cells, they will multiply, and after multiplying, the liver cell will burst, and again the fresh pathogen, that means after multiplying, after reproducing, it will enter into the RBC and it will disturb the RBC. Likewise, in other diseases also, it depends upon the path through which they are entering, and it is not always that it will restricted to only those organs where it is entering. Suppose in case of Japanese encephalitis, brain fever, it is due to mosquito bite, but it will enter into the brain and it will lead to the dysfunctioning of our brain. So these are the examples of few diseases that from where they are taking entry into our body and to which organ it is residing, and where it will reside, they will disturb that organ, that system, that tissue, because they will alter the functioning of that organ, as they will utilize the nutrients from the cell which is meant for the growth of cell, for maintenance of cell, and that energy is being taken by that pathogen. So ultimately it will create disease. So if it is entered through nose. That means it is through contaminated air. It is airborne disease. So in case of airborne disease, through nose it will enter the lungs and causes tuberculosis. Through mouth, that means along with contaminated water or food, if the pathogen enters, then it will go into the gut. Example, typhoid fever. Another, if enters through mouth, goes into liver and causes jaundice or hepatitis. Some of the diseases, they are caused by sexual contact and they are termed as sexually transmitted disease, STD. So these pathogens enter the body through sexual organ, but it will enter into the lymph nodes. So all over the body, in our lymph node, it is the part of lymphatic system where WBC are there, macrophages are there, and they are destroying the macrophages. In case of HIV, they will enter through sexual organ and distribute throughout the body, and it will start damaging our WBC. That means it will destroy our immune system, defense mechanism, causing AIDS. Then what will happen? Due to AIDS, our immune system will become weak, and due to weakened immune system, all the common diseases, the infectious diseases, they will appear and there will be no cure. And ultimately what will happen? Due to different infectious diseases, there will be death of the patient. So the symptoms will be various types of symptoms, as the pathogens entering our body, they are causing disease, but our immune system fight with that pathogen and we are not becoming sick. But in case of the patient suffering from AIDS, what will happen? They will die with combinations of diseases, combinations of infectious diseases. They will not get cured, and it is being transmitted through body fluid, through blood, through mother's milk, through placenta. That means restricted ways are there, and if we are preventing those practices, we will remain safe from AIDS. There is an organization, NACO, for the control of AIDS. NACO, National AIDS कंट्रोल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, और इसका रेड रिबन, इसके जो सिंबल है कुछ इस तरह से होते हैं। रेड रिबन इसका सिंबल है ना, दैट स्प्रेड्स द नॉलेज फॉर सेफ्टी फ्रॉम diseases like AIDS. Next one, if it enters through mosquito bite, like in the case of malaria, then what will happen? The pathogen, the plasmodium, will enter into our liver cell, and finally they will invade RBC, they will destruct our RBC, and that will lead to malaria. So after entering our body, it will take certain time, and that interval of time is termed as incubation period, and that is around 14 days in case of malaria. That is incubation period. In case of mosquito bite, it enters the virus for Japanese encephalitis, brain fever. They will enter into the brain. They will disturb our brain's functioning. That will lead to the brain fever. The sign and symptoms of the disease, that is according to the organ, according to the tissue where they are pathogens entering. As per the entrance of the pathogen, the sign and symptoms will appear. Suppose the HIV enters, that means the virus will weaken our immune system by destroying the WBC, by destroying the macrophages, by destroying the helper T cells. So due to weakened immune system, the patient will suffer from common infectious diseases and it will become severe. If he will suffer from common cold, it will be converted to pneumonia. The common infectious disease like tuberculosis, diarrhea, he will suffer from. And then what will happen? All these diseases will remain in their body forever because his immune system is weak. so their immune system is not in a position to fight with these pathogens, and so there will be collection of symptoms. There will be various symptoms, and that collection of symptoms are termed as syndrome. In fact, the AIDS is not disease in itself. Due to AIDS, due to weakened immune system, the patient will suffer from various diseases. So, the signs and symptoms as per the organs infected. In general, whenever there will be entry of pathogen, that means there will be immune response. Our immune system will fight against the pathogen, and it will be decided by the number of pathogen. If the number of pathogen is lesser, then it will be destroyed by our immune system and we will remain fit. On the another hand, if the number of pathogens entering our body, they are much more in number, then what will happen? Then our immune system will be defended by the pathogen and we will become sick, we will become weak. The common effect, that is inflammation, wherever there will be entry of the pathogen, then what will happen? There the WBC will aggregate, there will be collection of WBC. At that site, at the site of entry, there will be vasodilation, there will be more blood supply, that means there will be redness, and due to more blood supply, some of the fluid will come out from the blood capillary, that means in interstitial space, intercellular space, that means there will be swelling, there will be itching, there will be inflammation, and at the same time the body temperature raises, and all these favors the killing of the pathogen, the destruction of the pathogen. So there are immune response, there are inflammation in general whenever there will be entry of pathogen. So according to the number of invading pathogen, invading microbes, if the number is smaller, it will be unnoticeable. There will be no disease, or it may happen that they will remain in our body and we will remain as it is, we will remain healthy. But if the number is much more, if the number is large, in that case it will cause disease and it will be severe, and sometimes it will be fatal, it will be life-threatening disease. So this is all about the entry of pathogens and their manifestations. I would like to give thanks to all those viewers who have taken interest and they have commented and liked my video. It is ब्रजेश कुमार सर 11th and 12th का बायोलॉजी का भी वीडियो डालिए जिससे मेरा कंसेप्ट रिवीजन हो जाए. थैंक यू ब्रजेश. आई विल ट्राई टू डू इट बट ग्रेजुअली बिकॉज इट टेक्स सम टाइम. मोइली श्री रामुलू सर, excellent classes. Thank you sir. Harsh Raj, no more word is left from my side to say you. Thanks Harsh Raj. Abhinav Anand, moving towards excellency. Thanks Abhinav. The sacred study, giving the thumbs up sign, that is nice. Thank you. Again Harsh Raj, thanks sir. Dilip Kumar, nice sir. Thank you very much Dilip ji. Moili Sri Ram sir, good morning sir. Good morning sir. So I am giving thanks to all those persons who are liking, who are viewing, and I am expecting that if it is useful for you people, then share it, comment it and like it. Especially this is for class 9 students, so it must be shared to the students studying in class 9 CBSE syllabus. And later on I would like to provide the notes, the lectures further for class 10, 11 and 12. So thank you, thanks one and all.